Welcome back to Nerd Wars, and you probably actually guessed this one. The live-action Snow White set to flop.
Weird.
We're talking like the Marvels level of flop. Maybe not Megaflopolis, but at least the Marvels level of flop. The Flash, that's what we're looking at. If you think this movie's gonna flop, feel free to go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. From that Park Place, the budget for Disney's live-action Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler, everyone's favorite, reportedly exploded to over $500 million budget. Over $500 million budget? Rumors, of course. Rumors. Imagine if they just put someone likable in this. How much a difference that could make. So the rumor comes from WDW Pro, which obviously affiliated with That Park Place, John F. Trent and such. Valiant Renegade. I am told there have been 3 reshoots of this film and that Disney is now still working to fix the thing. Yeah, that thing has got to be a hot mess. He added, and in particular, there are 2 areas that Disney is working to resolve before its release in March, which is just a few months away. I believe you mean to say 5 months away. So the 2 problems they're trying to fix. Keep in mind, rumor, but they keep nailing these things. So as far as Hollywood rumors go, actually relatively solid. First, he noted that the dwarves have been roundly mocked, and they've been mocked at the level of the original Sonic the Hedgehog model in that film, as they should be. Of course, Sega and Paramount went back to work and redid the entire model. They listened to their fans and customers? Redid the entire film to make the character look like it does in the video games. Source material matters? Quick, someone tell Snow Brown. With this one, they're not going to have that much time to do everything that needs to be done. And they have 7 models that need to be adjusted. Good luck with that.
It's Hollywood, baby.
And the other thing is apparently they're going to try to adjust the color palette, thank God. The atmospherics of the movie to make it brighter and more lighthearted, make it more child-friendly. Oh, you mean like Snow White? It was deemed a little too dark, correct. What's this, Rings of Power Season 2?
Sauron.
The big story about all this is that Disney apparently is trying to get this movie ready to go on the cheap. And the reason that it might be done on the cheap is because they've already done 3 reshoots. Can't wait to get some Captain America Brave New World budgets. We know that this film had a budget that was somewhere around $300 million. And they have overshot that significantly, according to my source, and this film is now heading towards The Force Awakens and the Rise of Palpatine. That's what I'm going to call it, kind of budget.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
We're nearing the $500 million mark, according to the source. That doesn't sound like over $500 million, but with marketing would be over $500 million. We got a bit of evidence to back that up. Forbes in July 2022 had reported they'd already spent $209 million over 3 years. And then we know of at least 1 confirmed reshoot when Gal Gadot's like, yeah, feels good to be back for some reshoots for this shit show.
It's so upsetting.
Why were you crying?
And of course we had the controversy with the 7 hipster dwarves. Were they stand-ins? Were they some merry bandits or something?
What the hell is even that?
And then we got this, which might not be better. And of course, this was all caused by Peter Dinklage. Well, you know, it's really progressive to cast a, literally no offense to anyone, but I was a little taken aback by. They're very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, but you're still, Latinx actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the 7 dwarves. So, take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me because you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that fucking backward story of the 7 dwarves living in a cave. What the fuck are you doing, man? He shouted from his cave.
Come on.
Have I done nothing to advance the cause for my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. Oh, you were loud enough? Walt Disney told Hollywood Reporter to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film. Dwarves in caves? Hardworking, had jobs, took care of each other? Nice big unified family?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937.
We are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community, but definitely not the dwarf actor community, which then gave us this, which might be better than this. Still not sure.
And a more offensive spectacle I cannot recall.
So let's talk about budgets and how they always lie about them, and it always ends up being more expensive than they say. The media report incorrect the Marvel's budget twice, and we literally have to have Valiant Renegade go into their tax filings and stuff to get actual budgets. That's how we got this recent Star Wars The Acolyte real cost exploded to $230 million according to new tax documents from the UK because they got to get them sweet, sweet tax credits, so they actually have to tell the truth about what they've been spending.
Not the
Bracing
king of
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty good, let's be honest.
Or we'll have a director come out and tell us, no, actually, the budgets were a lot more. That's how we found out that Infinity War and Endgame cost over $1 billion to make. Of course, that was back when there was still return on investment when they overspent like crazy, unlike now where they still overspend like crazy, but then they made it for a modern audience instead of general audiences. So you can't make the $1 billion plus anymore.
The message.
Unless you get lucky with an Inside Out 2. Which made for general audiences rather than modern audiences. See how that works, Marvel, Disney, Star Wars? Or we'll have an actor or actress, or in this case, asterisks. Tatiana Maslany says she hopes season 2 likely not happening. I think we blew our budget, and Disney was like, no thanks. Meanwhile, Godzilla Minus One can be made for under $15 million.
I say, hold up, wait a minute.
It really makes you think about things like money laundering.
Something ain't right.
So we know the budget's going to be insane, whatever it ends up being. We also know this is going to flop. This is not going to do well. For example, the trailer has 92,000 upvotes and 1.2 million downvotes. A little under 100K upvotes to 1.2 million downvotes. Fan sentiment before seeing it could not possibly be worse. Well, wait, Rachel might open her mouth up again. Fingers crossed.
She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
These Disney live actions, though, have been a bit of a weird phenomenon. They make an absurd amount of money, but they haven't been doing that quite as often. We got 2017 Beauty and the Beast kicking off all this nonsense. 1.2 bill. All right, credit where it's due. Notice the international box office beat the domestic, which was a very successful $500 million. Beauty and the Beast started it, and then The Lion King is why we continue to have more and more. And you say, why? This is why, $1.6 billion, oh my God. And whereas Beauty and the Beast was actually a more reasonable budget, this one is allegedly more like $260 million. So this is when they started going into bloated budgets. But they could make $1.6 billion, so you could justify it back then.
I'm rich, biatch.
Even Aladdin live action with Will Smith Genie broke $1 billion. Production budget hitting that 200 mil area though. But $1 billion, so you can justify it. And then we get to The Little Mermaid live action, where we're looking at $250 million production budget, probably considerably more. So how do we figure out how much money they lost? Here's the general rules. You take that worldwide box office, 569. We're going to cut that bad boy in half. That's what the theaters get. We'll call it 280. And then when you got that production budget 250, you're going to be spending probably 100 million plus on marketing. So we'll still be nice. We'll say 350 mil. We'll be nice. So that right there is $70 million lost, but it's presumably considerably more. So probably 100 million plus lost, despite being touted as a big success.
Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Because they tell you, oh, look, this is the worldwide box office, and this is the production budget that they're lying about and doesn't include marketing. Look, they made so much money. So there's quite a bit of backlash to The Little Mermaid. I would argue that Snow Brown has had considerably more backlash, 1.2 million downvotes. So I got to say that thing's going to be hitting 500 million max. And with a budget like that, then you're looking at losing over $200 million. We're talking like the Marvels level of loss.
Black girl magic.
So let me know down in the comments, how much money do you think Snow Brown is going to lose? And if you also would like Rachel Zegler to open her dumb big mouth on a red carpet, consider leaving me a like, unlike what people did on the Snow Brown trailer. And if you're not already subscribed, get on it. And apologies for all the Rachel Zegler clips I probably used. I'm so sorry.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Thanks for watching, and please follow the algorithm on your way out and support the channel by becoming a YouTube member.